January 2020, Global Institutional Crisis. In 2008 Pluto entered the sign of Capricorn and it will be in that zodiacal sign until March 2023. Capricorn is an earth and cardinal sign ruled by Saturn. Capricorn reflects responsibility, hard work, stubbornness, reaching the goal by any means, leadership and structure. At the global scale represents authority, government and world organizational structures. Starting in 2008 when Pluto entered Capricorn, we awakened to the reality of the financial crisis, which was no less than the consequence of greed by the financial institutions and by government looking the other way to corruption and mismanagement. Pluto, which is identified as the phoenix bird, that gets destroyed and reborn from its ashes, started a new process by crashing the global economy and creating a global recession. The crash to the global economy, if we show it on a chart, made a shape of what an IMF authority called the Victorian bathtub, meaning that the global economy was at the highest point when it came down in an angle, hit bottom for a short period, and then started a gradual ascension that it reached half of the height where it previously was before the crash. The forecast was that the global economy will never again reach the point where it came down from. By end of 2017 Saturn entered the sign of Capricorn. Saturn in Capricorn is at home, is the ruler, is the boss. We are expected as a civilization to evolve, to learn from our mistakes and make things better. Pluto starting in 2008 showed us what was rotten. It brought to light the greed of human nature at the highest scale. As we all know, the same institutions that created the problem, instead of fixing it and serving justice by getting out of society the responsible actors of such mess, they found a way to save themselves by bailing out the corrupt layer of society and putting the burden on the rest of the people that did have nothing to do with the problem. Those actions not only affected the current generation, but also the ones to come. In a nutshell, the opportunity to fix things was presented, nothing was done, other than just covering it with makeup. Now Saturn is following the steps of Pluto and we all are going to experience its energy. We had our chance as a society to fix things after 2008, and we lost a great opportunity then. At this moment is out of our control. Saturn is not an energy easy to manipulate, especially when we talk about things that are not right. In January 2020, Pluto and Saturn will be in conjunction at 22 degrees of Capricorn, and on the 10th, is going to be a lunar eclipse at 19 degrees of Cancer, with the Sun at 19 degrees of Capricorn. Also Mercury, ruler of communication and commerce, will be there, and by this combination being 3 degrees apart, we can consider them as in conjunction. The strength of Pluto-Saturn in the eclipse are been magnified by those aspects. The energy of the eclipse could be manifested by certain events around January 10th, and its effect can be felt during the following 6 months. We can expect a big turmoil and significant financial and government changes at a global scale. At the time of writing this article, there is an economic war between US and China, economic instability in South America, a recession is starting in Europe, central banks are applying negative interest rates and people are starting rioting against the system in different parts of the world. What we did not do consciously after 2008, we will have to face it in the months to come, and probably is not going to be pretty. It is better to be prepared. We have to remember that our goal in this life is to evolve, first at the personal level and second as a civilization. The celestial bodies are not responsible for our actions, they are merely signaling our path and pointing out our mistakes in the process. It is up to us fixing them.